What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sang, and we are back with another episode of Let's Address the Comments. It feels so good to be back. Having that week off was kind of weird. It was kind of weird, but it's cool because y'all got like the little walking vlog. That's going to be happening a lot more the warmer it gets because the weather is still it's so jacked up. It looks nice and sunny outside, but it's like 20-something. I'm not going out there. Y'all not getting a walking vlog out of me. But I had a business competition last week. I missed a bunch of days last week. But the business competition, I did vlog that. And that will go up sometime this week. So you guys will get that. And I think that's the only one. I think that's the only one I did because I don't think I vlogged the car show. But y'all will definitely get that this week. But that's not why we're here. Let's go ahead and jump into these comments and see what you guys had to say. All right, our first comment is from the 41,000 priests to deny communion to pro-abortion politicians video. And it says, what's your denomination? I'm glad you asked. I'm actually non-denominational, which would put me in the Protestant camp, right? But in live streams, I have said this before, I want to study the church. I want to do a whole church series. Now, my goal for the church series, which I've already talked about on the channel, I was just going to start in random spots and learn history of certain churches. So you have like the Christian Scientists. They're about an hour from where I stay. I was going to go talk to them. The Black Hebrew Israelites. That's why at one point in time I was watching their videos because I was trying to learn them and people got mad. And it's like, bro, if I ever go talk to them, I have to kind of know, right? I just have to know this stuff. Seventh-day Adventists, they're like 15 minutes from my house. I was going to go and talk to all these different churches first. And then something one of you said in my live stream sparked the idea that I really should just start from the beginning, right? And what's in the beginning? Catholicism and then the Orthodox Church, which they're basically... Their differences aren't really that much, honestly. But that's where I would start. So if I'm going to have to learn that first before I go talk to anybody. So that's kind of on pause at the moment. But also through this series, if I'm learning the history and I'm starting at the beginning with this series and then we're just moving on down the line, depending on what I learn, who knows? Maybe I'll fall in line somewhere else. But for this moment in time, I'm non-denominational. All right, so this comment is from my Sang Reacts, What Did Jesus Call God video? And it says, they are either slow in the head or manipulative. Ooh. Which is older, Aramaic or Arabic? Someone copied some. So, in that video, it was basically two YouTube shorts. The first one, I believe it's a guy who practices Islam, says, look up what Jesus called God. And it said Jesus called God Allah, and at the time, the language spoken was Aramaic. Aramaic is still spoken today. Pardon me. It's one of the world's oldest speaking languages that's still around. So during that time period, and the guy in the video also said, he said it's also one of the 3 Abrahamic languages, which was Aramaic, Arabic, and Hebrew. And you're in the Middle East. So I'm not shocked. If that was the language at the time, if that's what they were speaking, sure, we all looked it up in that video together. Google said the same thing. They said most theologians believe that the what was spoke at that time, so what Jesus would have spoke would have been Aramaic. I didn't really have a big deal in the video because he also explained it. He was like, all it means is the God. And it was just words. So the way I used it, I was just like, okay, like today how we speak English, they didn't speak English at the time. We just say God, right? It's just another term for God. And then I ran through all the listings of God, right? So you have Yahweh, Yah, Elohim, Adonai, Jehovah, all this stuff, like all the variations of God we had throughout history because of the Tower of Babel. And I basically was like, if you're talking to God, God knows you're talking to him, right? I think some of the comments I got on there, and a lot of them have been deleted, especially because they came from like one individual. They really like put a lot of vitriol and hatred towards Islam. Now, if you understand how the religion started in terms of like the 3 Abrahamic religions, which is Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Now, the way I said it in that order is because that's the order they all started. You got to remember, when you read the Gospels, those were Jews at the time. Jesus was a Jew, right? His death is what brought about Christianity, and then sometime way after that is when Islam was created. But we all believe in different things, right? The thing that makes Christianity different from the other two, we believe that Jesus is the Messiah. That's like one of the main differences. The Jews don't believe he was the Messiah. They're still waiting for the Messiah to come. And Islam believes in Jesus, but they believe he was a prophet. That's the main difference. So then when you talk about God, are we all praying to the same God, right? I guess that's where you want to go with it. All I know is I'm Christian. I know what God I'm praying to. I know who I'm talking about. Allah just sounds like another word for God. Am I going to use Allah? No, because that's not what I see being used in the Bibles that I'm reading. Like I done said, everything I done called out, I done seen Elohim, I done seen Yahweh, I done seen all that. I'll use those terms. Plus the English term where it's just God and Jesus, right? Like, I'll use that because I'm Christian. But if you practice Judaism or Islam and whatever terms y'all want to use for God, go for it, you know? But as a Christian, I know what I'm going to use. All right, our next comment. We are back at the 41,000 priests to deny communion to pro-abortion politicians video. And it says, it does not matter how physically or mentally developed a human is, whether they have a severe or mild mental disability, whether they are cognitively immature, as is a late-term unborn baby or a newborn infant, whether their physical development means they do not yet have a brain, as in an embryo in early-stage pregnancy or in vitro, whether they have advanced dementia and no short or long-term memory, all of these human beings have a right to life. Facts. I completely agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I told the comment this too, but earlier last week, I actually read an article and it made me so sad and sick to my stomach. A couple was trying to justify why they aborted their baby at like 30 something weeks. And it made me so upset because I'm like, yo, the baby's ready to, like, you're about there. You're about done, right? The baby's about to be done cooking. It's about to be here. And you can hold them in your arms and give them all the love in the world. And they aborted that late into the pregnancy because they found out that their child was going to have some sort of disability when they came out. And they were just like, oh, we just thought it'd be best to get rid of it then and there. And it's like, you really went that far along. And it's like, ooh, somebody be wrong with my baby? Psst, get out of here. You know how sick and disgusting that is? Like it was, you was cool the whole time until you found out the baby was going to have an issue somewhere. And then they justifying it. And then now they're going on rallies and protests with the pro-choice people about why abortion is great. And I'm just like, y'all sound sick. Y'all sound crazy. It made me sick to my stomach. But yes, this comment, everything you said is facts. Those babies deserve to live. They deserve a chance at life. There's a lot of videos I don't do because I know I would just get so upset if I did the videos. But that stuff like that article I was telling you about, it really angers me. Especially because there's like a high chance, like we talking about 9.9 out of 10 that I can't even have kids due to like an accident I had when I was a kid, right? So when I see people just playing with life like that, it's like, that's just not fair. It's not fair. And if they don't ever change their mindset, they're gonna get theirs in the end. But I pray people stop thinking like that. We just gonna leave it at that. I just pray people stop thinking like that and understand that what you're carrying in your stomach is life, and that life deserves a chance to live. All right, our next comment, this is another long one. It's from the Traditional Catholics Are the New Extremists video, and it says, basically, the FBI memo labels certain Latin Mass Catholics as extremists on the pretext of anticipated violence, not a history of violence, but they sound like people who will become violent. The memo proposed spying on radical or extreme traditionalists. Next step might be to document connections between a given Catholic and a white nationalist or militia somewhere. Then they can use informants, provocateurs, to find a few knuckleheads to do something illegal. It ends with the high-profile arrest and show trial, as in the Michigan governor kidnapping plot. Don't say, I'm not Catholic, so I'm not concerned. What's to stop them from using the same procedures on radical evangelicals, radical pro-lifers, or radical homeschoolers? Back in my childhood, the FBI, under right-wing Freemason J. Edgar Hoover, used to do this kind of stuff to MLK. Look, I agree with you. When you said what's to stop them from doing this same procedure on radical evangelists and radical pro-lifers, I said the same thing in my video. I was like, at some point, it's going to move. They're going to move to go. I think in the video, I said it's going to start there, and it's going to go to the Protestants, and it's going to be like, who's progressive and who's not progressive? Because we know the progressives, they going to play ball, right? I know a lot of people don't like the term progressive Christian because they're like, that's not a real Christian, don't say that. That's the term that's out there, so I'm going to use it. We already know they going to play ball. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, I believe in abortion and gay rights and all this other stuff, right? That the other side of the people who practice, Christianity and read their Bibles and go to the correct churches is like, nah, y'all tripping. What are you talking about? That group that don't want to play ball, they're going to be next. I'm telling you, they're going to be next. Now, I'm in Kyle's Discord, so I saw them talk about it for a little bit, and I think it was like a day or two before I actually uploaded the video, because I had already talked about it in my live stream. But I think they were saying like, oh, they already did this to like Muslims. They just be keeping a watchful eye on people. I'm telling you, as crazy as the world is now, they gonna keep doing it. That goalpost gonna keep pushing and moving. It's not looking good for us. It's not looking good for us. They already getting rid of family values, like the nuclear family. They're trying to completely just decimate that. Bro, it's a wrap for us. It's a complete wrap for us. We not gonna make it. They trying to get all of us up out of here. We not gonna make it. All right, the next two comments are actually from the same video, so I'm gonna do one at a time. And it's from the Saying Reacts. She left because he said this video. And the first one says, both options would be disgusting to many straight men. Don't think John Thomas would stand attention for grandma or a trans woman. However, I could see a love-starved man settling for the hottest trans woman, not the hottest man, assuming he hasn't seen a woman in 10 to 20 years. Plausible. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Just think about it. If a man's been locked up or on a deserted island or whatever, and that's like the first thing he sees and he thinks it's a woman, and really it's just like a super hot trans woman. Look, that's what they said in the video. That the whole thing was like, would you sleep with an older woman or would you sleep with the hottest trans woman? And the guy was like, an older woman because I'm not gay, which caused two women on the other side to lose their crap, right? But yeah, I can see that. That's plausible. If you've been locked up long enough, you probably wouldn't care at that point. A hole is a hole. As messed up as that sounds, I've heard men say that before. So yeah, that's plausible. You're right. A dude probably would do that. All right, the second comment, same video, says, here's what I think, saying, be kind to the ignorant. Yelling at them for being stupid ain't the way to teach. Don't expect second graders to understand calculus. Don't scream at them because they can't understand it. Love them where they at and teach them if they're willing. Otherwise, leave them alone. I completely understand everything you're saying. The whole issue, though, is that these were two grown women that don't understand biology, which is, like, mind-blowing. Now, I know in my video, because I just played the clip because that's all I had at the time. After I did the video and uploaded it, I think like 2 days later, I was on Officer Tatum's channel, and he had the actual full clip from the podcast. So I guess the podcast is called Whatever Podcast. That's literally the name of it. That's not me saying whatever. That's literally what it's called. And in the full clip, the guy said the same thing. The woman that freaked out, she was like, I can't believe you say something so hateful. I'm out of here. And she gets up and leaves. And the girl next to her, which we saw in the clip, was like, how could you say something so hateful? Apparently, she got up and left too. The only difference is that first woman that got up and left that kept yelling at him in the little clip that I did in my video, instead of just leaving, she kept cursing and screaming at him. And he just sat there the whole time calm. And he's just like, why are you yelling at me about this? And he looked over, he's just like, I never thought people would be mad about biology. He's like, and she kept screaming at him. He's like, yeah, I'm not gay, so I'm not going to sleep with the trans woman. and she just kept screaming and flipping out on him instead of just leaving. Like if you're really that pressed about it, the other woman just left. She just stood there and kept arguing. And then she tossed out that whole bit about as a Christian man you can't judge, which that really, now that I've read the Bible, that really annoys me hearing unbelievers say that now. But she just kept tripping. I didn't even know the guy was Christian until that point, until she tossed that out there, because I don't watch this podcast. But because she tossed it out there, that's why I made the my comments about unbelievers and inaccurately quoting the Bible and stuff, because that really do be annoying me now. But no, I get your sentiments and I get what you're saying. I do. So outside of the videos, because all this, we're on YouTube, most of it's entertainment, right? You have to have some sort of entertainment element and value factor. You don't want to be dry when doing a video. But in real life, or when talking to people, I do hold more of a compassion, and I'll be like, oh, actually it's XYZ or whatever. I don't be aggressive and be like, how can you not know that? That's crazy. And then I hit the sound bar with like doom doom doom. Like I be doing on live streams. But I've had people just not care. And when I mean not care, how that woman acted towards that man, where she just kept screaming and yelling and he's just sitting there calm. I've had that happen. Didn't make no sense, but I've had that happen. People I've had, when I would tell people what it really is, that's when they go into that whole, but my feelings, and you're just like, I just gave you the statistics, and it don't even have to be on a religious level either. It could be about other stuff, and you could be like, oh, actually, statistically speaking, or according to studies, it's X, Y, and Z. I done had people get mad at me about that before. It's just, it is what it is. No matter how nice you are, somebody always gonna scream back at you. I'm like Charles White. I'll hold more compassion outside of me just being polite off rip. I'll hold more compassion towards children. And if you're younger than me, you're like in the college stages as well, I'll try to give you more compassion, because to me, you're younger than me and you still a child in my eyes. Whether you like I said, them actual child stages, or you like 18 to 22 or whatever, you still a child in my eyes. I'll give you more compassion. Anything above that, I'll be nice and polite, but the moment you start going off, if I pop back, which I've gotten better, I don't really do that no more. It might happen though. It might happen. All right, we're at the last comment for the day. This is from it's actually from my walking episode. So Saying Thoughts, episode 1, changes I want to make. It says, I'll have to look into locals. Never heard of it before this. Oh, and speaking of locals, so even though it'd be a paid option, y'all can still create a free account and still be in that community. It's just if I link certain things to only the paid subscribers can see it, free users just won't be able to see it. But we all still gonna be in the same community, and I think everybody has access to like share videos or write topics or whatever. We all can just interact with each other over there, regardless if you want to pay or not. But if you do pay, that money, all 100% is going straight to charity. Just so you know. Back to the comment. And cutting down to 3 vids a week is a great idea. I've never understood how people are able to do daily content. Seems like it would get really stressful after a while, and I wouldn't want that for anyone. Facts. Now, I'm not gonna lie, like, I did all this to build my channel at first, and it worked. Like, right? Like, I hit my watch hours, I got over 1,000 subs, I did everything I needed to do on that front. But yeah, like I said in the video, it's getting to the point now where it's like, because I keep getting busy with other stuff, or having to help my brother at his studio on certain days or whatever, or like how we went to the business competition. I'm just not home to do anything, so it doesn't make sense, because now I can't hit all these videos in a day. And I'm also hitting the point where it seems like I'm running across the same topics a lot, and that's probably because I'm doing 3 videos a day. I'll give you an example. The Quartering, he does a bazillion videos a day. And honestly, a lot of them are the same topic, and he's just talking about the same thing. And it's like, sir, this could have just been one long form video. This is kind of nuts and insane. But like I said, the goal, I just want 2 high quality videos, church Sundays, and I'll keep doing the live streams. I feel like the live streams are awesome because I go for so long. We could just run through a lot of videos in a live stream and call it a wrap. If you still want me to do 1 video a day or whatever, I'm cool with that. It's just 3 a day gonna have to stop. It's just gonna have to stop. because I'm kind of over it at this point. I've been doing it for like months now. Because I started at 2 a day, and I think like a month or so in, I jumped it to 3 a day. And then even though it was 3 a day, I was doing like 5 or 6 a day sometimes. Yeah, we just gonna drop back down. We gonna drop back down. But that's better because you guys get higher quality content and then better looking thumbnails. Because that's another thing, having to do all these. I don't just have a template, so now I'm just kind of just tossing stuff together, and it don't look good. I know it don't, but you know, it is what it is. But with that being said, that's all the comments from this week. I'll see you guys at 3 p.m. Lips and TikTok really didn't put anything up this week, so I was thinking I might just react to Clown World again. We'll see. And also, I got some good news to share with y'all. On the live stream at 7 p.m. EST. Please come, please pull up. I would love to have you there. You're not going to want to miss it. You're not going to miss it at all. So until next time, you already know who it is. It's Sam.